Take I-29, about 3.5 hours south of Omaha, and you'll be in Paola, Kansas.
The community claims several Kansas State Little League Championship titles. It also claims comedian James Johann.
Right, well, he claims it. I don't know if the town claims him. Good to see you,
other way.
James. How are you, buddy?
Nice to have you here.
Good to see you. Drive 3.5 hours down there. You'll be in Paola, Kansas.
What's there to do there?
You live down there, right?
Yeah, I lived there all my life. I lived in Kansas all my life. I moved to Boston for a minute there in the early 90s, but I just had to come back. I just don't fit in on the coast. You know, I'm a Midwest guy. I like it here. So Paola is a little tiny town, typical small town. You know, I mean, it's got the town square and the gazebo and everything. I was actually up on our square the other day with my daughter. We ran into our new preacher, and he's lost. He just moved there. He's looking for the grocery store, so I told him how to get there. And he was like, well, hey, stop by church Sunday. I'll help you get to heaven. I was like, dude, you can't even find the grocery store. Are you kidding me? So, but it's a nice little town.
Here's you in front of the Dairy Queen.
Taking us on a tour
of Paola.
Brick Street.
We still have Brick Road, just
That's
like Dorothy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a cool little town.
You got a Walmart?
We just got a Walmart. There I am at the Paola Middle School.
That's where you went to school?
Actually, I went to a different school, but that's where I would have went had I lived a little closer.
Yeah. So are they all supportive? Is it one of they all know you? They're all proud of you when you're on national TV?
Well, they always come. I opened for Larry the Cable Guy at Kemper Arena there in Kansas City, and I mean, Paola was the first 4 rows. I mean, everybody was there. And I write for the local paper. I do a little Rural Genius article, so they're behind me.
That's
you know.
Great.
Can we talk about that Rural Genius? How'd you get that name? What does it mean?
Well, my manager, he goes, well, you can't just be another white guy in a ball cap. There's too many of those doing comedy. You need a hook. You need something. And a Rural Genius was something I wrote down in a notebook 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I just thought, well, it'll be funny to be the smart guy, the dumb guy who thinks he knows it all, you know, which is kind of me. And
like idiot savant.
And people remember it, you know. They remember it better than they ever remembered my name. They get it wrong. They say I'm the world genius a lot of times. And a lot of people can't say the word rural. Rural, I don't know. But that's where it came from, and it stuck. So, but it's just, you know, it's all my comedy's based on growing up here in the Midwest and stuff. And I've been to New York and L.A. and that's what I was going to ask you. How does that comedy go over on the coast? I do fine at my shows. I just don't know if the L.A. people really know what to do with me. Like, I mean, you're either Larry the Cable Guy or you're not. Around, you know, to them, you know. It's, so, but. It's funny, when I go around, I meet so many people from this part of the country all over the place. So a lot of people out there are transplants anyway from Midwest. So.
Here you are on, I think Craig Ferguson. This is probably a clip from that. You're a self-deprecating guy. Has that always been the case for you, not just in comedy, but in life?
Well, it got me out of a lot of fights in high school. You know, when you're the funny guy, it's hard to hit someone that makes you laugh, you know. So I would rely on the humor, and if you make fun of yourself first, you know, it's a little easier. So yeah, I've always done that. I got picked on a lot when I was a kid. I remember that may be why I wanted to be a comic, because I would make people laugh so they wouldn't, you know, hit me.
And I've heard that. That's kind of a theme amongst comics. I mean, that seems to be happening quite a bit.
Well, I got picked on. I remember it started in 4th grade. I couldn't say my aw's, you know, the letter aw. So they'd stick me in the hallway with this speech therapist lady. In the hallway, where every class that went to the bathroom got to see me going aw, 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 you know. So it was kind of funny from the start.
I had to work with a speech therapist in elementary school too, because I couldn't say my S's.
Yeah.
But I'd lost my 2 front teeth, and I remember being in the principal's office like, the whole reason I can't say this letter is because I don't have teeth.
Exactly.
And then as soon as my teeth grew in and I could say an S, they passed me out of the program. And I'm just like,
the difference is James had teeth though.
Yeah, I just couldn't say my R. And we did have a kid named Steven that couldn't say his S's, and you know, we'd fight every day. Like, shut up, stupid. I'm like, whatever. I'm
is he a comedian too?
I don't know what happened to Steven.
Whatever.
I think his teeth grew in, and he's okay. So.
Steven, it's been a couple years since we saw you last. So when you get to Omaha, every couple of years. You try to. What do you do when you're in town?
I'll tell you. When I come up, when the weather's nice, the zoo, you guys have the best zoo. And you know, my sister drives up here from Liberty, Missouri, just to go to your zoo. And there's just tons of stuff to do here. You know, I went over to the casinos over in Council Bluffs. I won $400 the other day.
Well done.
Yeah, it cost me $2,300 to do it, but I won $400. But yeah, so there's just so much to do here. Omaha's, I like the way your streets are laid out. They're all in little squares.
Easy to get around.
It's not hard to, you know, it's not like Chicago where I get lost.
You don't go past 120th, do you?
No,
it's not that way out there, right?
I don't go that way.
Yeah, you've got a Royals hat on now. You big fan?
My old Royals hat. This thing's been through a lot. Yeah, I mean, we were happy last year.
No kidding.
What happened in the World Series? Should they have sent him around third?
I think so.
come on.
We should have just went for it. But for them to get that far, you know,
it was
that's good enough for me.
miraculous.
So
It was miraculous.
That makes me happy.
Well, Sunday you don't have any shows, right? Because
Nope, Super Bowl.
well, there's a game on. But he does have 4 shows prior to that. So 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow. And if you'd like to see James when he's in town, do it now. Otherwise, it'll be a few years before you get another crack at him. Call the number there to get tickets or visit funnyboneomaha.com. James, it's really great to have you here.
Thank you, guys.
I hope you get back home and give our best to all the good folks of Paola, Kansas.
I'll tell them you said hey. All right.
And they got a McDonald's too, right?
Yeah, we'll see you. Got a
Walmart.
McDonald's and the Walmart.
Yeah, man,
Little League
we're uptown.
Championships.
Who needs Chicago? We got.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.